Hello soulmates, it is an absolute pleasure to have you on my channel today. If this is your first time checking out my channel, please do not leave without subscribing, because on this channel I teach you how to do simple DIY fashion right there at your home. Today I'll be showing you 3 ways in which you could insert zippers. So I know zippers can be a real headache at times, but today I'm going to show you how I do my zippers, and hopefully you could find some value in it. So the things that you'll need for this project: you'll need pins, you'll need a scissors, you need a clipper, you're going to need your seam ripper, a piece of chalk, the zippers that you'll be working with. So today I'll be showing you how I insert my invisible zipper, and also 2 other ways in which I insert regular zippers. So I'm going to need that. My invisible zipper is quite long, but I will cut it. I cannot find a zipper that is quite shorter, or it's shorter, so I'll click that. You're also going to need these are the zipper footers that I'm using. This is the invisible zipper footer, this is the narrow footer, and this is the regular one. If you do not have these, I'm going to put a link in the description box where you can find them on Amazon, because that's where I bought mine. So let's get started. So the first one I'm going to look at is the invisible zipper. So an invisible zipper took me a while to master, and I'm sure many of us feel the same way, but I'll be showing you exactly what I do to insert my invisible zippers. So the first thing I did, so this is what the fabric that I'll be using to insert my zipper. So what you need to do, you need to press down your seam allowance. So in this case, I'm working with a 1-inch seam allowance. So I went ahead and with my pressing iron, I ironed my seam allowance. So I'm treating this as if I'm putting this on a skirt, okay? So what you're going to do also, you're going to take your zipper and you're going to also iron it so that the zipper teeth is separated from the coil, right? So that's what I have. If you notice, it's folded. I didn't do the bottom, so it's different. All right, so that's the first thing you're going to do. The next thing you're going to do is that you're going to mark how far you want your zipper to stop. So in this case, I'm working on the wrong side now. I'm going to mark 9 inches down, because that's where I want my zipper to stop. So my 9 inches is there, and I'm going to do the same thing here, so that when I'm sewing, I know exactly where to stop. So what you're going to do, you're going to take your sewing machine, and I'm using a contrasting color for this project. So I'm using a contrasting color so that you will be able to see what I'm doing. And you're going to change your zipper foot to your invisible zipper foot. So I'm going to put this here. Okay. So when I do that, you're going to take your skirt or whatever you're doing it for. So this is how your skirt would look if you will. So this is how it's going to look. So what you're going to do, you're going to take your zipper. So this is your zipper, and in your skirt it would look like this. When it's finished, it's gonna look like this, right? So ensure that you turn it this way first. So the first thing you're going to do is that you're going to pull your zipper down. So hold it so that you don't make a mistake. You're going to pull your zipper down, and this fabric, that's it, the one on the left. So now I'm at the front of my fabric. The one on the left, you're going to take the zipper side that is on the left, and you're going to hold it at the tip like this. And then the seam allowance, you're going to push your finger under and you're going to fold it over like this. Okay? I hope you understand that. So when you do that, you're going to grab your pins, right? And you're going to start to clip it right on top of that seam. So you're going to pin it right on top of the seam so that the crease in the zipper is right there at the seam. I hope you understand that. So I'm pinning this right there on my seam, and you're going to pin it until you reach to the 9-inch mark or whatever, how far you want your zipper. Okay? So now what I'm going to do is that I'm going to take it to my sewing machine. So this one, you can put it aside for a bit. You're going to take it to your sewing machine. So this is my, and I'm using a contrasting color so that you can see exactly what I'm doing. Okay. So I hope you can see what I'm doing. And you're going to take this and you're going to put it in the groove. Right? You're going to put it in the groove like this. And you're going to put your presser footer down. Okay? So I hope you can see that. So now what I'm going to do is that I'm going to start sewing. I'm going to take my pins out. And I'm going to start sewing. Slowly first. Start sewing slowly. So ensure that when you're sewing, you are looking at where the crease is. So that's what I'm doing. As I sew, I move my zipper and I look for where the crease is. And I'm going to stop at the 9-inch mark. Then I'm going to backstitch. Okay, so this is what you're supposed to have. You're going to clip away all these threads. And if you notice, if I should turn to the other side of my, you notice that the seam is exactly on the crease that I made. And if I should turn it this way and zip up my zipper like this, you're going to have something that looks like this. Okay? So now I'm going to do the other side. So now for the other side, you're going to match it up as you will normally do, because you want the same thing to be at the other side. Match it as you normally do, like this. Pull your zipper down. Then you're going to flip this over and you're going to pin it. Okay, ensure that it's on the, ensure that it is on the line. Okay. Then you're going to take it to your sewing machine. And on the other groove now, you're going to start to sew it. Ensure that it's exactly on the groove, or you don't want any problems, okay? I'm gonna put that down. So now what I'm going to do is that I'm going to zip up my zipper. to ensure that everything is okay. So this is what you're supposed to have. So you see, everything is neat and nice, and they stop at the same place. Okay, so now what you're going to do to finish this up, you're going to flip it to the other side like this, because now you're going to finish the seam. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is that I'm going to, at this part right here, I'm going to pin it. Okay, ensure that they are matching. The seams here are matching. Ensure that, because you don't want them to be different. And you're going to pin this. Now you're going to take your narrow zipper, this one, the little one. Let me pull this closer. And now you're going to use it to finish up your seam. So you're going to push it to the side. And exactly where you stopped, that's where you're going to start sewing from. Right there. So I'm going to put it where I stopped sewing, and then I'm going to start to sew from there, and I'm gonna back stitch maybe 2 times just to secure my seam. So this is what you are supposed to have for your invisible zipper. You see how beautiful that is? See, this is nice and neat, and it finishes exactly. This is where the seam stops. So this is what you're supposed to have. So that is for the invisible zipper. Now I'm going to show you how I insert my lap zipper. For the lap zipper, what you're going to do is that you're going to mark your 1-inch seam allowance. Okay. So you're going to first mark your 1-inch seam allowance for your lap zipper, and you're going to take it to your sewing machine. Okay, and you're going to mark where you want your zipper to stop. In this case, I want 9 inches, or let me check how tall this is first. So I want it to stop a little bit above the stopper mark, which is about 8.5 inches. Okay, so now what you're going to do, you're going to take your sewing machine and you're going to put it to the longest stitch. So that's the first thing you're going to do. Put it to the longest stitch, because now you're going to run a basting stitch down to the 8.5 inch mark that you made. When you get there, you're going to change it to your regular stitch. So you run your stitch, your regular stitch, your basting stitch down to the mark, back stitch, and then you finish it with your regular stitch. Now you're going to take this to your ironing board and open the seam. So that's what I'm going to do now. Okay guys, so now I've ironed my seam. So now you're going to take your regular zipper. So this is how I do my lap zipper. I find it pretty easy and very nice to do. So we're working on the wrong side now. So this is the wrong side of my fabric. I'm going to take this side, which is the right side of the skirt, so to speak, that I'm working with, and I'm going to flip it over to about 1/8 of an inch, about here, 1/8, very tiny, very small. And I'm going to take my regular zipper and I'm going to put it right there, and I'm going to pin it here, right? So you're going to pin, I'm opening it now, 1/8 of an inch all the way down, very small, as small as you can. Okay, so I'm gonna pin that very close to the zipper teeth. Okay, and I'm gonna pin it down to where my 8.5 inch stop, which is here. So make a mark there where the 8.5 inch stop, and then you're going to sew that all the way down. So that's what I'm going to do now. So I just want to give a shout out to From Stove to Stomach. Please go over and support her channel. She's a very dear friend of mine. So just go over. She does cooking. So go over and support her for me. Thank you. So at this point, when you reach where the zipper opening is, you pull it up. Where the zipper, you pull up your zipper. Okay, and you finish your seam. So there you have this side of it. Okay, so let me show you what I did. So this is what you are supposed to have. Okay, so this is what it looks like on the other side. You should have this here. Remember, you didn't pull out your seam as yet. We're not pulling it out until we finish sewing. So now this is what you're going to have. Okay, so now you're going to turn it to the front side, and you're going to make a mark where you want it to, or if you don't want your chalk to show, you could just feel where the zipper stopper is. So now what you're going to do, you're going to take it back to your sewing machine. So this is kind of tricky. You're going to pull this very close like this. So this is, remember, your zipper stopper is here. So you're going to push it up like that. Then you're going to start sewing. I'm using my narrow footer. Hopefully it comes out as straight as possible. I started sewing because the zipper teeth was right there. So what you're going to do is that you're going to take your seam ripper. So this is how it looks, how nice this is, and you're going to cut open this, your zipper. So all these threads you have to take out, but then you're going to pull your zipper down and you're going to finish the part that you have not finished. That's it. This is beautiful. This is one of my favorite ways to insert a lap zipper. You're supposed to have after you put your lap zipper in. You see how beautiful this is? This is how your lap zipper should look. Okay, so that's your lap zipper. So the final one, so the first thing you're going to do is mark your seam allowance. So what you're going to do is that from this 8.25 mark, you're going to finish your seam with your regular stitch. I'm going to iron it down. What you're going to have when I ironed it down, what you're going to do is just take your zipper and you're going to put it in such a way that some of the zipper teeth in the middle, see that? The zipper teeth is in this seam is in the middle of the zipper teeth like that. And you're going to start pinning. What I did was that I went ahead and I pin it in all the way around. Now I'm gonna grab my zipper and I'm gonna pull it down like this, and then I'm going to just use this one . This is what it looks like. All right, so there are 3 ways in which I've shown you how to insert your zipper. This is one. This is the lap zipper, and this here is your invisible zipper. If you find this video helpful, do not forget to give me a thumbs up. Do not forget to subscribe to this channel and turn on the post notification bell so you'll be notified each time I make a video. Until we meet again, I'll see you soon. Bye.